Hey everyone, welcome back to the Ask David Bullock Show. You guys know that I'm David Bullock. The question today that we're going to be answering is, if you get hit in a motor vehicle accident by someone else while they're driving a company vehicle, who's responsible and who's paying for your damages? This is the Ask David Bullock Show. All right, so to answer this question, there's a couple things that we have to consider. And the first one that we're going to look at is who is the owner of the vehicle of the at-fault driver. And if the owner of that vehicle is the company, then as the owner of the vehicle that was involved in the collision, they're going to be responsible for the at-fault driver as the owner of the vehicle, and they're going to be capped at a certain limit as the vehicle owner. But the other thing, and that's regardless of whether or not that at-fault driver was in the course and scope of his employment or not. And that course and scope of employment is crucial, and that's the second step that we have to look at, because if that at-fault driver was in the course and scope of his employment, then the company, under the theory of respondeat superior, they're going to be liable for all damages that are caused by their employee's negligence. Now, there are some exceptions to the law as to whether or not if that employee was driving to work or driving home from work, or then those would not be considered that he was in the course and scope of his employment. And there's deviations where if maybe he was on the clock at the time, but he had taken a short deviation that wasn't necessarily in the course and scope of his employment, there's an exception to that where the employer's company, they might not be liable. So there are certain things that you have to look out for, and those are certainly some of the considerations. But to answer the question, which is usually the company is going to be the one that either leased the vehicle or they're the owners of the vehicle. So at minimum, as the vehicle owner, they're going to be liable. And then you need to determine whether or not that employee, whether he was in the course and scope of his employment at the time of the accident. So that's the answer to your question. And we hope you keep watching here on the Ask David Bullock Show. Send me your questions.